Hi everyone, thanks for joining me here today at Cakes, Cooking and More. I'm Marie Lockwood. Today's recipe is an old-fashioned deviled egg. I have seen some really questionable deviled eggs lately with honey, bacon, barbecue sauce, a couple other things in them. So I'm just doing the old-fashioned one. I honestly don't know just how old this recipe is. I got it from my grandmother. That's like 35 years ago, so I don't know how old it was before she gave it to me, but it's a pretty old one. So let's see what we need to get started. Okay, so for this recipe, I have 6 eggs that I have hard boiled, a little bit of dill pickle chopped up, a little bit of chopped onion, some salt and pepper, some paprika, regular yellow mustard, and a little bit of Miracle Whip. Okay, so what you're going to do is I boil mine pretty hard, not green, but I want them completely done inside. I do not like when they're half cooked. It changes the consistency, it's not as good. Alright, so you're just going to cut each one in half lengthwise. Take the yolk out and place that into your bowl, and then we'll be back. Okay, now that we have that done, we're just going to take our eggs and set those to the side. Take our yolks, add our salt and pepper, and all of the amounts will be in the description box like usual. Alright, then we're going to add, I usually do about half of my onion in my dill pickle because really this is very much, this is an extremely old recipe. In the original recipe, it actually says a pinch of this, a dash of that. I'm sure if any of you have seen your parents' recipes, grandparents, this was actually my grandmother's, so they're just done that way. Everything was by sight and feel and taste. And so, you know, it's really a personal preference. But what I have is, well, usually about the right amount, but you know, like I said, it's more of a preference thing, so sometimes it can go one way or the other. Alright, so then I'm just going to put a little bit of mustard, and then I'm going to add a little bit of mayonnaise. In my case, I do use Miracle Whip, but either one works for this, and that one again is more of a personal preference on which one you prefer. You're just going to make sure that you break up each of those yolks, get everything well mixed, and then you're going to be looking at texture. If it's too squishy and wet, then you probably put a little bit too much mustard and mayonnaise. If it's really, really dry, then you need a little bit more. So it's really, like I said, preference. And I'm doing such a small batch. I just don't need as much. Alright, so what you're going to do is just take a tiny bit and taste it. Okay, so mine's a little on the sweet, which means I need a teeny bit more mustard and a tiny bit more of the dill pickle. And the recipe amounts that I give you will be estimates. And it really, like I said, it depends totally on personal preference, what you like, what you don't like. Some people like a lot of mustard, some people like a lot of mayonnaise, some people skip one altogether. Alright, now that you've got it mixed again, I'm just going to do another little taste test. Okay, and that's just about right. What you're going to do is take your little shells and a fork, and you're just going to fill the well on each one. You don't want it super full, but you want a nice little mound on top. And depending on exactly where you cut them as to, you know, how much you need. Some of your wells will be a little bit deeper than others. Some will be a little bit shallower. All right, so you're just going to fill each one, and then we'll be back. All right, now at this point you can see that all of our little wells are full. They've got a slight mound to each one. You're going to want to take paprika with the little tip on it, and you're just going to lightly sprinkle. You don't need a whole lot on top of each one. And that is all there is to it. Okay, so that's it for today. Thanks for joining me here at Cakes, Cooking, and More. I'm Marie Lockwood. I hope you enjoy the old-fashioned deviled eggs as much as we do. Have a great day.